Okay, so just hold on a second. Hello. ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಈಗ Okay, yes, good afternoon, guys. I hope you guys are doing good. Let us continue. The last class we started with the discussion on filters. So we discussed different types of filters and different classification of filters based on the uh, range of frequencies, components used, and order of the filter. Okay, like we discussed, active filters, passive filters. Then is the Butterworth filter, Chebyshev filter, and then came first order filter, second order filter. So we discussed all those things. So now we start with the first order filter. As we discussed in the last class, we limit our discussion only to Butterworth filter. The reason is that it gives a flat band response, a smoother response than compared to Chebyshev or Coher filter. So the other filter type is Coher filter. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is okay. So last class we discussed different types of filter up to here, like all pass filter, band pass filter. We had so many types of filters, mm, we discussed. Mm, okay, so let's start with. So people are joining. Okay. Okay. So let us first order filter. Okay. So first order. Okay. So order of the filter, as we have discussed in the last class, guys, this is the frequency, and this is the what to call gain. Okay. So as the frequency increases, the gain start reduces. Okay. Ideally, it's supposed to be like this. But it doesn't happen like that. Gradually reduces. The rate at which the gain reduces determines the order of the filter. For example, if it decreases the rate of 20 dB per decade, then we can call it as minus 20 because it is decreasing. So minus indicates there is a reduction in the gain of the filter. Okay. So this is the first order. Okay. This can also be represented in terms of octave. That is, I think 8 dB per octave. We are representing in terms of decade. If you represent in terms of octave, octave means 8. 8 times increase in the frequency. So then that is 8 dB per octave. Okay. So that is first order filter. So if it decreases at a rate of, let's say for example, minus 40 dB per decade, so then we call it as second order filter. If it decreases at a rate of, let us say 60 dB, not like this, something like this, 60 dB per decade, then it is a third order filter. 60 dB per decade, it is a third order filter. Likewise, fourth, fifth order are all possible. Okay. So nth order filter is an approximation to the ideal filter. Okay. So it's going to be an approximation to ideal filter. Okay. So first order, whatever low pass in the sense, as we can see in the diagram, the low frequency signals less than FH, frequencies signals with frequency less than FH will be passed, will be allowed by the filter circuit to pass through the circuit. Okay, so that is what is called as a low pass filter. Okay, so first order, let us look into the circuit first. This is a first order low pass filter. Yes, in this circuit, if you observe, okay. By the way, what kind of circuit is this? Since we are applying the input voltage to the non-inverting input terminal, it is basically a non-inverting amplifier. The inverting amplifier is connected to ground. That means the feedback is negative. The feedback is negative. Feedback is negative. Just a second. Okay, somebody is on the line. Okay, so feedback is negative. Okay. The feedback is negative. Observe the components, components of the filter. Okay, this is the voltage. This is the input signal whose frequency we have to control. That means, for example, guys, see, in this circuit we are using a standard source. Okay, for example, this may be from a source. Okay, whose frequency we don't know. I mean, it is a nice. It may be signal plus noise. Let's say it is a signal plus noise. Signal plus noise. We need to remove the noise. Okay, we need to remove the noise. How to remove the noise? I mean, how do a circuit identifies the noise signal among the actual signal? The noise signal is characterized by high frequency signal. It is characterized by usually high frequency signal. Okay. In that case, if we use low pass filter, the low pass filter will allow only low frequency signal, thereby blocking the high frequency signal. Okay. And this high frequency signals mostly is nothing but noise signal. Okay. So that's how it acts as a that's how and hence low pass filter is preferred. And this source, as I said, it may be from another circuit. It may not be from a standard signal, because standard signal we assume that it is less of noise and whose frequency we can control. Actually, we need not use a low pass filter, but this is just for our understanding purpose. Okay, so it represents a standard source. Okay, so this resistor and capacitor network RNC combination acts as a low pass filter. Okay, so why to use a potentiometer? Why not a standard value? So we can adjust the the factor by which we can filter off. The general practice is we use a standard resistor, but using a potentiometer we can control the range of frequencies that can be filtered off. Okay, but this can also be a fixed resistor that we'll discuss in the numerical problems. Okay, this is the load resistance. Usually 10 kilo ohms is used. So these are the biasing voltages, plus and minus 50 volts. Okay, so this is a capacitor. In this case, if you observe the this what do you call it, resistor and capacitor. This is the resistor and this is the capacitor. This is the capacitor. Okay, so this is R. I think this is called as what is this, R1? So R. It is just an R. Okay, R and C. This is R and this is C. So impedance of the capacitance is Xc. So what is Xc, guys? Impedance of a capacitance is given as 1 by 2 pi F. 2 pi Fc. Sorry, 1 by 2 pi Fc. Okay. So that means as the frequency increases, impedance decreases. Okay. That means capacitor acts as a short for the high frequency signal. Somebody is on the line. Okay. Okay. Wait. So capacitance acts as a short circuit for high frequency signal in this combination. Okay, we'll understand that. Okay, so that operation, if you understand, this lead lag network in the laboratory also, I think you used in your I think in the next semester use. Okay, not now. The filters, the lag lead networks. There we understand the RNC combination, usage of RNC combination. So in this case, it acts as a filter. Okay, so let's say this is the input signal. Input signal we are applying here, Vin. Okay, so what happens if Vin increases, the frequency increases. If the frequency increases, the impedance of the capacitance becomes smaller. When the impedance of the capacitance is smaller, high frequency signal will flow to ground through the capacitance. Okay, whereas low frequency signals are fast, because for low frequency signal, impedance of the capacitance is very large, and hence that's why capacitance always acts as a DC AC short. and it will block DC by, because for DC condition the impedance of the capacitance is very large. When we apply DC, to a capacitor, when we apply a DC signal, impedance of the capacitance is very, very large. Okay, so that's why it acts as a DC blocking element. Whereas if it is an AC signal, that will depending on the frequency, of course, depending on the frequency factor. Higher the frequency, capacitor acts as a AC short. That's it. Okay, so that characteristic is used in the what is called as low pass filter. Okay, so this acts as a passive elements. RNC combination acts as a passive element. Op amp represents a what you call active element. Active element which is used as a amplifier in this case. In this case it is used as an amplifier to amplify the signal. Okay, just a second, this. Okay, so it is used as an amplifier. Okay, so in this waveform we can understand, that is as the frequency increases, the gain starts reducing. Okay, as the input frequency increases, the gain of the op amp reduces. Thereby, the op amp output reduces. Thereby, it blocks the high frequency signal. Okay, so it will allow up to FH. It will allow the signal to pass through it with the designed gain value. After that, the gain decreases. So it's almost like a attenuation. Okay. So this point is important, guys. That is 0.707, at which the power is almost 50% of the maximum power or the energy. So at this point, when we draw the line, we get it intersects with this gain curve. So at that point, we can determine the upper cutoff frequency or higher cutoff frequency. In some circuit, in some textbook, they are represented as FU, upper cutoff frequency. In this Ramakant Gaikwad book, it is represented as FH, higher cutoff frequency. Okay, for low pass filter, and the order which the gain reduces is 20 dB per decade. Okay, since the gain starts decreases at a rate of 20 dB per decade, it is represented as minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, and hence it is a first order low pass filter. It is allowing only low frequency signal to pass through it. Very simple. Okay, so some derivation. So V1, what is V1? This the point to this, this in non-inverting terminal V1. This V1, see, two voltages applied to the what you call operational amplifier. One voltage is V1, the other voltage is V2. So the V2 should be virtually at 0 because it is connected to ground. This should be at 0 volts. Okay. So whereas V1 varies depending on the input voltage. Okay, and other factors also, because RNC combination is there, which acts as a lagging network. Okay, so if you observe at point V1, the equivalent voltage we can represent it as minus voltage across the capacitance. That is minus JXC1. Okay, impedance divided by sum of the resistance. Sum of the resistance is impedance of capacitance C1, XC1, and R1. Okay, and voltage across that is Vin. Okay, so using this condition, we can represent V1 voltage as minus JXC. Why minus JXC is because it is this, on what basis we represent this as minus or plus. So for that we have to consider the capacitor. Okay, so what happens with the capacitor is, when it is charging, that end is taken as plus and the other end is minus. Okay, let us say the capacitor is charging. When you measure the voltage with respect to this, it is negative. When you measure the voltage with respect to this, it is positive. If you see the capacitor end in this circuit, in this network, say V1 is at this end. Okay, that is it represents non-inverting input point. The capacitor is charging. Okay, so when the capacitor is charging, then this end is positive, the other end is negative. But when capacitor discharges, this end becomes negative, this end becomes positive. Okay, so thereby the impedance is taken as negative here, minus JXC1 divided by R minus JXC, not C1, sorry, it is only C, into Vn, where J is equal to square root of minus 1, imaginary term. Minus JXC can be written as, of course, J taking to the denominator 1 by J2 pi Fc, because the impedance of the capacitor X is 1 by 2 pi Fc, 1 by 2 pi Fc. Okay, so impedance depends on the two factors, frequency and capacitance. But capacitance is a fixed quantity, so we are not expected to see. If you can see, capacitance is not a variable component; it is a fixed component. Okay, if it is a variable component, C can also vary. For example, if C increases, impedance decreases. But in this case, it's a fixed quantity, and then the impedance only depends on the frequency, not on the capacitance. Okay, so that is the impedance of the capacitor. So from this, by substituting that expression here, we can there is a JXC expression. We can simplify V1 like this. V which is given as V divided by 1 plus J 2 pi F RC, where RC is the what is that called as this um, tau is equal to RC, delay factor. That is what is that called as delay term. That is. I'm not getting that term. Okay, wait, I'll tell you. I'll tell you that. Okay. Tau art. Okay, I'm not getting the term. Sorry. I'll tell you. Output voltage can be okay. Output voltage for this circuit, output is see, it's a non-inverting amplifier. Non-inverting amplifier. The gain is the gain is 1 plus RF divided by R1. Okay, into input voltage. Input voltage is Vin. Sir, not Vin. V1. Input voltage is V1, not Vin. Okay. So accordingly, we can write output voltage as V0 is equal to 1 plus RF by R1, not to Vin, it is Vi. Sorry, V1. That is the voltage applied to non-inverting input terminal. Okay. So from this, output voltage can be written as V0 is equal to, of course, substituting V1 from this equation straight away. Okay. And simplifying, take V into the denominator so that we can represent in terms of gain. Okay. This can be 1 plus RF by R1 is the closed loop gain of the amplifier, divided by 1 plus J into, so this term can be represented as J into F divided by 1 by 2 pi RC. Okay, that is Fh is equal to, that is given here. I'll let me open this. Okay, so let me erase this. So Fh is nothing but the factors which represents the upper cutoff frequency are represented as 1 by 2 pi RC, high cutoff frequency of the filter. Okay, that means this upper cutoff frequency of the filter is determined by RNC component. Basically, this FH is now determined by the RNC component. C is a fixed quantity, then it is determined only by the R, variation of R. If you vary R, this FH also varies. Okay. Somebody is on the line. Just a second, please. Okay. I don't know what is the count now. Total strength 64. It was 60. Okay, now 64. Correct. It takes some time to update the number of students. Okay, here we go. So this okay. So FH, see, if R increases, this this potentiometer increases, FH decreases. Okay, FH decreases. If R decreases, FH increases. Okay. So can we take R as a minimum value? It doesn't help, because R and C combination is very, very important. So R cannot be equal to 0, because R0 F cannot be infinity, not possible, because op-amp has its own upper cutoff frequency that is called as a unity gain bandwidth, that we had discussed in 2-3 classes. We have discussed that in little detail. Okay, here we go. So FH is 1 by, okay, what is FH? Frequency of the input signal, okay, input source frequency. So this, as I said, if it is a standard source, fine, or if it is a random source, it can be a signal plus noise. It can be signal plus noise. Okay. But the noise, in the sense, noise is a high frequency signal which we want to limit, which we want to cut off. Okay. So F is the gain of the filter, passband gain of the filter. Okay. Yeah. So that's about the the expression for the, okay. So when you consider only the magnitude, gain magnitude and phase equations of low pass filter, when you consider magnitude, AF by square root, this J term will go away. When you take magnitude, J term will go away. We'll consider gain divided by square root of 1 plus 1 square. This is actually 1 square plus F by FH square. So and angle equation is phi is equal to minus tan inverse F by FH. Okay, phi is the phase angle in degrees. Okay, that is phase angle. What is the phase angle? Is output voltage is again a sinusoidal signal. We can observe, there is nothing but input is a sinusoidal signal, I mean alternating signal, output is also an alternating signal, but phase difference is phi. That's what it is. Phase difference of output signal with respect to input signal is phi. Okay. So for low pass filter, the operation can be listed like this from gain magnitude. At low frequencies, f is less than fh. Okay, at low frequency, what happens is that this frequency f is, this is somewhere here, it is fh, here it is fh. F is less than fh. Okay, when f is less than fh, from this equation, from this denominator, if f is less than fh, this is almost equal to 1, maximum 1. Okay, or even is not 1, sorry, the f is less than fh, 0, this is 0, 0, square root of 1, 1, so it is approximately equal to ef, that is voltage gain is approximately equal to ef, that is 1 plus rf by r1, rf by r1. So accordingly, we can select rf and r1 so that output voltage is amplified version of the input voltage. So gain factor we can decide here. That's not a problem. Okay. Second case, if fh f is equal to fh, okay, then in the denominator we'll get it as 1 plus square root of 1 square plus 1 square. It becomes 2 square root of 2 square root of 2. So in that case, it is af by square root of 2. It is 0.707 into af when f is equal to fh. Somewhere here, f is equal to fh. Okay. So this is frequency, this is the gain. Okay. Yeah. So that's why at f is equal to fh, the gain is 0.707 times af. Okay, that is 3 dB down. We call it as 3 dB down. If this is af, so af at this point corresponds to 0.707. That is 3 dB. In terms of decibel, it is 3 dB. Minus 3 dB. Why is minus 3 dB? Because we are coming down. If we go up, we can call it as plus 3 dB. Okay. Okay. So last possibility is that when f is greater than fh, so then gain is greater than that is af is greater than v naught by va. Okay. So that means it's acting as an amplifier. Okay. So gain is very larger. Okay. Okay. When gain is larger, what should happen is, that is, if you observe this equation, gain becomes very larger. So frequency okay, so if frequency is very high than the upper cut of frequency, gain becomes larger. Okay, so the low pass filter has a constant gain af from 0 hertz to the cutoff frequency fh. Okay, that means gain is constant from 0 hertz to fh hertz. So at fh, the gain reduces. Gain reduces to 0.707 times the af. That means gain there is a reduction. At fh, it decreases at a constant rate with an increase in the frequency. Okay, that means somebody is on the line. This Amit Yadava, I think is microphone. Okay, yeah. So fh is okay. So at fh, from a fh point onwards, the gain starts reducing. Okay, that is when the frequency is increased tenfold, 1 decade per decade, and we call it as minus 20 dB per decade. That is 10 times rise in the frequency. Okay, the voltage gain is divided by 10. Voltage gain reduces at a rate of 10. So in terms of dB, voltage gain reduces at a rate of 10. In terms of dB, it is 20 dB. 20 log 10 or 20 dB. Each time the frequency is increased by 10. Hence the first order filter gain rolls at a, that is decreases at a rate of 20 dB per decade, or minus 6 dB per octave. Sorry, earlier I think I said minus 8 dB. Sorry, it is minus 6 dB per octave. Minus 6. There's other way of measuring the gain. Standard usually we go for per decade. Somehow it is more convenient. So the octave signifies the twofold increase in the frequency. Decade means 10 times increase in the frequency. Octave indicates 2 times increase in the frequency. I think earlier also it said wrong. It is 8 times. No, not 8 times. 2 times increase in the twofold increase in the double the frequency. It's actually decade means 10 times increase in the frequency. So at f is equal to fh, it is called as a cutoff frequency, per cutoff frequency, also higher cutoff frequency, because the gain of the filter at this frequency is down by 3 dB, minus 3 dB. Okay, 20 log 0.707 from 0 hertz. Okay, so other equivalent terms for the cutoff frequency is minus 3 dB. It's also called as a break frequency or corner frequency. So some authors refer by different names. Okay, all that corresponds to the same thing. Okay. How to design low pass filter designed okay, with a for a given value of higher cutoff frequency. Okay, so first higher cutoff frequency is given. For that we have to design the values, the other parameters. Select the value of C less than or equal to 1 microfarad. Okay, so usually we go for 0.1 micro, less than that, 0.01 microfarad. Even in ADC lab, you have seen, the capacitor is always in terms of microfarad. In this case, the author has taken 0.01 microfarad. It's very capacitor. The problem with the capacitor, the larger the capacitor, it will modify the, it will become very powerful parameter. Okay? You cannot take the capacitor so lightly. You have to be very carefully choose the value of the capacitor. A Mylar or tantalum capacitors are recommended for better performance because it will have a lesser losses. Because see, generally what happens, for a capacitor, I think this I had told in the earlier class, one of the earlier classes, the input of we apply sinusoidal signal. This capacitor, though it acts as AC short, but it will distort AC signal. Okay, so because of the nature of the capacitance. Okay, so we have to select high performance capacitors. Calculate the value of R. C is assumed, let's say 0.1 microfarad. FH is given. Find out the value of R. Now for a given value of gain, okay, we have to find out the values of R1 and RF. RF and R1. Okay. So depending on the gain, let's say we want gain to be equal to 2. Okay. Then RF is equal to R1. That's how it is. Okay. Since it is a non-inverting amplifier, the gain will always be larger than a inverting amplifier. Okay. Yeah. Okay, frequency scaling. So for frequency, just a second, frequency scaling. Okay, frequency scaling. We'll discuss frequency scaling. Okay. So frequency scaling. No, the name suggests adjust the frequency. FH is fixed for all the RNC combinations for a fixed value of RNC, but it can be modified by making one of them as a variable quantity. Okay, so filter is designed sometimes to need to be change its cutoff frequency. We need to adjust cutoff frequency. So to convert original cutoff frequency to a new cutoff frequency, FH dash, which is called as frequency scaling, is accomplished by multiply RNC but not both. There is change RNC but not both by ratio of the original cutoff frequency to the newer cutoff frequency. That is FH dash to FH. FH dash to FH. This ratio is used to multiply the value of either R or C. In filter design, the needed values of R and C are not often not standard. Okay, so that means it varies. The FH varies. FH dash may vary. Okay, requirement will vary. Besides, a variable capacitor is not commonly used. So capacitor is normally fixed. It's not variable. Okay, so thereby standard value of capacitor is chosen, and then from that value of resistor is selected for desired value of cutoff frequency. Okay, because the non-standard value of resistor or potentiometer can be okay. Okay, so I think in one of the class, I had shown the standard potentiometer values. I think just a minute, I'll check it. In case if I have that standard, I think I had saved it somewhere. Voltage transfer curve. Standard resistor table. Okay, so this table we had seen earlier. This is from Gavidebel book, and in the appendix, second edition, 341 page. There is a standard. Okay, this includes. Oh, this I have not taken the potentiometer. Oh, sorry, typical standard. Okay. Okay, sorry, Nectas I'll show. Okay, so there is a standard. Of course, we can Google it also, no problem. We get a like this. These are the for a fixed resistor. Like this, we get a table for standard values of potentiometer. Okay, so for example, 10 kilo range potentiometer. So all this is possible. Using that, we can select a, for example, let's say we need to vary frequency in some range where the R value ranges at a kilo ohm range. So then we go for a kilo ohm range potentiometer. That's all. Okay, so design low pass filter at a cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz with a passband gain of 2. Okay, so gain is 2, FH is 1 kilohertz. FH is 1 kilohertz, select C as 0.01 microfarad, R is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. If is known, C is known. Okay, so it is 15.9 kilo. Since R has to be a potentiometer, okay, so it is 15.9 kilo ohm resistance. So we have to vary up to 15.9 kilo ohms. We cannot select a smaller value than this. We have to go for a higher potentiometer. If it is a standard resistor values, we always go for a smaller value. For example, if it is a standard resistor is let us say 190 kilo ohm. For example, to say calculated value is 190 kilo ohm resistor value. So 190 kilo ohm is compared, with its nearest value. 190 kilo ohm is the calculated value. Which value to select, 180 or 220? So we have understood in the earlier class that for a standard resistor table, we always go for a smaller resistor value. Okay. But if it is a potentiometer, we cannot go for a smaller resistor value because we cannot vary up to the required value. Okay, so thereby we have to go for a higher value potentiometer. Okay, up to, but in David Abel book, guys, if you refer the same topics, filter topics from David Abel book, not filter topics, even other topics also, the author has considered in David Abel these are the standard fixed resistances. That's also possible, nothing wrong, but fixed resistance will give fixed value of FH. That's all, nothing else. This can be fixed resistor also. Okay, it's very simple. You need not get confused because the same circuit, same first order low pass filter may be a little different in David Abel book. Don't get confused. So that is for a standard values of resistance and capacitance values. That's all. Okay. Is it somebody on the line? No. Okay. There we go. So R value is calculated like this. So passband gain is 2. R1 plus RF must be equal, so that 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 2. Okay. So if you take R1 as 10 kilo ohm, so then RF is also equal to 10 kilo. Okay. Very simple. Okay. So that's how we can design a what is known as first order low pass Butterworth filter. Because design is different for what you call Chebyshev filter. It's quite entirely different. 1 kilohertz low pass filter cutoff frequency. Okay, so this is the scaling factor. Okay, so scaling factor is, for example, let us say original. Okay, let's look into this problem also. Frequency scaling technique. 1 kilohertz cutoff frequency has to be converted to 1.6 kilohertz. Okay, so then divide 1 kilohertz. I think earlier I showed the formula wrong. It is a FH by FH dash. It is FH by FH dash. Okay, so 1 kilohertz by 1.6 kilohertz. So the ratio is 0.625. Okay, so this resistance value, whatever we have taken in the earlier problem, it has to be multiplied by this factor 0.625. That means the resistance decreases. If the new frequency is more than the standard original cutoff frequency, then the resistance value decreases. Okay. Or else, if the new frequency is smaller than the original cutoff frequency, this resistance value increases. Very simple. Okay. So 9.94 kilo is not a standard value. So then we have to take 10 kilo ohm potentiometer so that we can go up to 9.94 kilo ohm standard value. Okay. So the new cutoff frequency is FH is can be obtained by taking 9.94 kilo ohm resistance. So FH can be obtained by 1 by 2 pi FC. 1 by 2 pi RC. Sorry, not FC. It is C and R. Okay. So we get a value as approximately 1.6 kilohertz. Okay, this is possible. Okay, this is what is called as a frequency scaling. Let's any other plot the frequency response of a loop. Okay, because we don't plot we don't do this, in the test or exams, these things we don't plot. There is no question of plotting and not necessary. This kind of problems will not run. Okay. Second order low pass Butterworth filter. Okay, what the author's idea is to demonstrate that, just for discussion purpose. So as the input frequency increases, the gain is reducing, which is the normally the case. This is gain will not be way. This is in terms of decibel. Okay. So decibel for lower less than 0, decibel value is always negative. Decibel value is always negative. Okay. So thereby, when we plot this in the graph, okay, so this is the response. Okay, so as the frequency, when we plot it on the similar graph, so this should be similar graph. Okay, so this is the gain, this is the frequency. So this is the frequency. So as the frequency increases, the gain starts gradually reduces at a rate of minus 20 dB per decade or minus 6 dB per octave, if we are measuring in terms of octave. So at 3 dB down with respect to this, so it is for example, it's around, let us say, 7 dB. So 7 dB, for example, if you go 3 dB down, this is 7 dB. If you go to 4 dB, somewhere around 4 dB, 3 dB down. Okay, when you write horizontal line, so when you write vertical line, you get the what is called as upper cutoff frequency, FH, approximately 1 kilohertz. Practically, see what happens when we plot it in the graph, we may not end up with the same value because all the values we calculated above is is according to the formula, is a calculated value. So when we plot it, it may slightly vary, but anyway, we should ideally we should get the same value. FH as 1 kilohertz. Okay, it's second order filter, Butterworth filter, of course. Second order low pass filter. Okay, so low pass is means the same. Second order means the rate at which the gain reduces is at a rate of minus 40 dB per decade. Minus 40 dB per decade. Okay. Okay. So the stop band response rolls off at a rate of minus 40 dB per decade. Okay. So first order filter can be converted. Okay. So we can obtain second order filter from first order filter by modifying it, or so by simply adding additional RC network. Okay. So we can see the idea is we can design separate first order filter like what we discussed in the earlier example, something like this. Something like this, by using different values of RNC, we can design a second order filter. But for this, the other possibilities, by using slightly modified version of this circuit, we can implement what is known as a second order filter. Both methods are possible. Okay, so let us look into the circuit. This is how it is. In this case, the first order filter is modified into second order filter. That means additional RNC combination is used to implement a second order filter. Okay. Okay. So in this case, two combinations, R2C2, R3C3. C1 is not seen in the circuit. It's not used because to sync with the nomenclature, R2C2 is one pair of RNC combination. R3C3 is another pair of RNC combination. Okay, so which provides one first order filter implementation. Another RNC combination gives second order filter implementation. Okay, so that the roll off rate is minus 40 dB per decade. Okay, so that is the okay. So look at the connection, guys. This is we have to understand this circuit connection. Because this is the input signal. This is non-inverting amplifier again. This is V1. This is V2, just like we had in our earlier circuit. This provides okay. One set of filtering. Let's observe this. There is two feedback now. One feedback is to the inverting input terminal. Another feedback through capacitor to this network. Okay. So what will happen is because of the feedback through the capacitor. Okay. So for this, see, for first RNC combination, if you write for the first RNC combination, I'll write here. So this is R2 and let us say C2. Okay, so I should write like this, not like this. Okay, just a second. This is R2, C2. At one end it is V0, output voltage V0. Other end of R in R, it is V in. Okay, this point goes to R3, another circuit. R3 and let us say C3. R3 and C3. The end of C3 is ground, 0 volts, 0 volts. Okay, so thereby for this R2 C2, it is like 2 voltages supplied. Okay? Whereas for R3 C3, let us call it as V1 dash, for example. Okay. So for R3 C3 combination, one end is V1 dash, another end is 0 volts. Okay, so this is AC signal. See, this is an AC signal. So if this signal frequency increases, C3 acts as a short, it acts as a low pass filter. Very simple, the same as earlier circuit what we discussed. Okay, but for this circuit what happens is one end is V0, okay, another end is Vin. So thereby as the input voltage varies, also as the output voltage also varies, this circuit characteristic varies, because in the earlier case at least one end was 0, but now it is not the case. Okay, one end is V0. Okay, so thereby what happens is, see, for C2 to act as a AC short, that depends on the output voltage. If it is 0, fine. See, voltage, current will flow to the ground through the capacitor, fine. If the one end of the capacitor is ground, if it is something else like a output voltage, then the conduction of the capacitor C2 depends on the voltage V in as well as voltage V0. Okay, so that's how it is. It's quite, but together R2 C2 and R3 C3 helps in implementing what is known as a second order low pass filter. Okay, so characteristic remains the same ways. It's same as that of the first order filter, except additional components are used to implement the second order filter. Okay, so second order filters, because the higher order filters can be designed using, okay, so from second order filter onwards, third order, fourth order, nth order filter can be implemented. Okay, so nth order is an ideal filter, ideal low pass filter. Okay, so gain of the second order filter is set by, gain remains the same because it's a non-inverting amplifier. Gain is always 1 plus RF by R1. This will not change because it's a non-inverting amplifier. Okay, while higher cutoff frequency FH is determined by, there is upper cutoff frequency in this case, we had seen this FH. Okay, this FH now is determined by R2, C2, R3, and C3. Okay, so these 4 components. So that's how it varies. So there is R2, C2, and R3, C3. So FH is given by 1 by 2 pi. Earlier it was only 1 by 2 pi RC. 1 by 2 pi RC. Now it is square root of, now it's impedance combination, square root of R2, R3, C2, C3. Okay, so for the derivation of H, okay, this derivation is not given here. I don't have the scanned copy of derivation. I'll show it in other class days. The derivation part I'll show it later. How do we arrive at this expression? Okay? So what we are discussing now is only the application. So that's why we are not concentrating on derivation part. Okay. So what about the output voltage gain? Sorry, output gain. The gain of the filter circuit for a second order low pass filter. It is f by square root of 1 plus f by fh to the power 4. Earlier we had f by fh to the power 2. Now it is f divided by fh to the power 4. Okay, that is the gain of the filter. Okay, so gain of the amplifier is 1 plus RF by R1. Passband gain of the filter. F is the frequency of the input source. Upper cutoff frequency is given as 1 by 2 pi R2 square root of R2 R3 C2 C3. Okay. So filter design, how to design the values unknown, that is R and C values. First, FH is determined. That is this is a requirement. Upper cutoff frequency. Let us say we want 1 megahertz. Upper cutoff frequency, let us say 1 megahertz. So for this 1 megahertz, we have to select the values of R2 R3 C2 C3. So to simplify the design calculation, initially R2 R3 is assumed as a equal resistances. Similarly, C2 C3 assumed as equal resistances. C is always less than 1 microfarad, maximum 1 microfarad. It is always 0.1 microfarad or standard value of capacitor value. So value of R is chosen using 1 by 2 pi FH into C. So R2 is equal to R3 and C2 is equal to C3. Okay. That's how we select R2 and R3, C2 and C3, so that both the network will give the same value of filtering. Filtering should be same. AF is yeah, this is a gain of the non-inverting amplifier 1 plus RF by R1. Okay, second order low pass filter gain. Okay, so the pass band voltage is okay of the second low pass filter has to be equal to approximately 1.586. Okay, there is a 1.5. So RF should be equal to 0.586 R1. Okay, so simplifying this, the gain should be 1.586. Uh, Take one on this side on minus of this. So from that RF should be equal to 0.586 times R1. That means RF should be less than R1. RF should be less than R1. Okay. So this gain is necessary to guarantee Butterworth response. Okay, for Butterworth filters, this should be the gain of the second order filter. That means, see, in the earlier case, RF was equal to R1. In one of the example in the earlier first order filter, we saw that RF is equal to R1. Second order filter, RF is less than R1. That is 50%. We can say in terms of percentage, 50% of R1. This continue to reduce as we go to the higher order filters. Because, see, why it should reduce? Okay, the question here is why RF should reduce? Why not R1? Okay, the reason for that is very simple, guys. If RF is equal to R1, the gain is AF is equal to 1 plus, for example, 1 plus RF by R1, which is equal to 2, which is equal to 2. 1 plus 1, 2. Okay. The gain is at a rate of minus 20 dB per decade. We need to reduce this gain faster. To reduce the gain faster, this gain factor should be smaller. For that, RF should be less than R1. So this gain itself we have to reduce so that the response, the gain reduces at a faster rate. Okay, so there is a expectation. Okay, yeah, here we go. So that's why as the order of the filter increases, the gain of the amplifier should reduce. So that if it increases, then it's of no use. We can't achieve the filtering operation. So this gain is okay, Butterworth response. So choose R1 let us 100 kilo ohms. So I calculate the value of RF using this formula. RF is equal to 0.586 into 100 kilo, for example. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Frequency scaling method of the first order is also applicable. Okay, frequency scaling is possible. Okay, let us look into an example. Upper cutoff frequency is 1 kilohertz. Okay, and also frequency response. FH is 1 kilohertz. C2, C3 is 0.0047 microfarad. So R2, R3, 1 by 2 pi, F into C. F into C, F is 1 kilohertz. C is 47 into 10 power minus 10. And we get the value of R2 and R3. Okay. So this is not a standard value. Okay. For example, if you see in the standard resistor table for a 33.86 kilo ohm, go to the standard resistor table. I think the author is referring 5% tolerance or which one? Let us check. Is 33. Okay, I think 10% tolerance. 10% tolerance. Usually standard is 10% tolerance. Okay. So for a 33 point, how much it is? 38. 33.86. 33.86 kilo ohm. 86 kilo ohm. The nearest resistance is 33 and 39. Okay, for all standard resistors, we know that we should select a smaller resistance value, not the higher resistance. So we cannot select 39, we have to select 33 kilowatts. Okay, so thereby so R2 and R3 should be selected as 33 kilo. This is not a potentiometer here. No, it's not a potentiometer. It is a standard resistor value, 33 kilowatts. Okay, so RF feedback resistance, it should be RF times 0.586 times R1. So R1 is equal to R1 is selected as, it's selected, not designed, as 27 kilo ohm. So then it is RF is 15.82 kilo ohms. Okay, so RF is okay. So in this case, since say we have to achieve 0.586 times 27 kilo ohms. Okay, what's the value we get? Is RF 50.82 kilo ohms. Okay, let us find out the standard nearest standard resistor value for 15.82 kilo ohms. Let us go to the standard resistor table. 15.82 kilo ohm. Okay, 15.82. No, let us select 15.82. Is it 82? I don't know. I forget. 15.82. Okay. So not this 15.8. Okay, so for 15.82 kilo ohm, the standard resistor is somewhere one is 15, the other is 18. Okay, now what happens if you select 15? If you select 15, which is less than 15.82, what will happen is it may not provide a proper Butterworth filter, because we are selecting a smaller value. It may not give the required response. If you select 18, it will be too much. So standard resistor table, standard resistor value is not suitable here. Then in these cases, we can go for a potentiometer, because using a potentiometer, we can achieve this condition. We can achieve this condition. That is exactly, not exactly, but it's approximately 15.586 times R1. So, okay. Select potentiometer for RF. So potentiometer should always be greater than this value. So we should always select the potentiometer value greater than this value. It is 20 kilo ohm watt, because 20 kilo ohm is a standard potentiometer value. Okay. So R2, R3, 33 kilo ohm, C2, C3 assumed, that is selected 0.0047 microfarad. R1 is 27 kilo ohm, again it is selected. RF is 20 kilo ohm watt. So we expect it to be 15.8 kilo ohms. To implement a second order low pass Butterworth filter. Okay. Okay. So another method to design a second. Okay. Just 2 more minutes. Okay. Second order low pass filter is to use the same values of resistor capacitor obtained for the first order. Okay. This is because the cutoff frequency of both the second and first order filter is 1 kilohertz. Okay. Therefore, we may say R2, R3 15.9 kilo ohm. Okay, C2C. Okay, we can use the same value as that of the earlier problem. However, the values of R1 and RF must be chosen from this formula. Okay. Therefore, use R1 is 27 kilo. Okay. So what the other is trying to say is, instead of other method is, instead of using R2, R3 as 33 kilo, we can make use of the same values obtained in the previous one. That's also possible. It's nothing but extending the first order filter to second order filter by using R2, R3, by using additional resistance R3 and C3. This is also possible. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Anyway, this is the second part we are not implementing it. In the we will not bother about this because plotting is not our goal. I mean, we should understand how the circuit works. So plot will come by anyway. So plotting is we can do it, no problem. First order high pass Butterworth filter. Okay, high pass filter. Okay, this is the high pass filter. Yes, I'll continue from this high pass filter, in the next class. First order high pass filter. So we'll discuss the circuit operation, design, and the component selection. First order, then we'll go to second order filter. Okay. So all our discussion is limited to only Butterworth filter, because that is commonly used filter in the noise cancellation circuits. It's okay. Fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Stay home, stay safe. Okay. Bye. Take care.